Low-key, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Okay, because I was trying to figure out why this shit was looking so fucking crazy. Alright, let me show you how to make this fucking sandwich, because that's really what I wanted to do. Alright. Every time I see a YouTube video, it's niggas trying to act like they're Chef Boyardee. So here we are. But this is hamburger. This is hot dog. Buns, because I don't have any bread. Right. Let me show you the ingredients first. And some cheese. And some tomatoes if you have tomatoes, but I don't have tomatoes. I ran out of tomatoes. Sorry for this annoying ass fan. I should wash my hands. I was really trying to understand like what was going wrong, if I was doing something wrong with the camera or something. I literally went through all the settings just to figure out that it was just the mode that it was on. Use as many slices as you would like. That's your business. I should probably put this. It doesn't matter. Okay, this is not an official way. I'm gonna show you when I actually have everything that I usually put in my sandwich, including the bread. Because I clearly don't have that. I'm actually lactose intolerant. I'm just gonna put that in there. What else do I put? That's basically it. And some tomatoes, but I don't have tomatoes. Let me just fold it up. I give it a 3. This specific one. I need more mayo. Thank you for watching me make a sandwich. Let's get into the video, I guess. Let me show you what I'm working with. Here's my supplies on this side. That is basically what the color palette of what I was working with last looked like. This time working on this is, see this I should have been zoomed out. This nigga is trifling, but we gonna move on. Here, let me introduce myself before I get started on my yap session. Seems like this needs to be focused a bit more. Let's see. And you can't see my head. Sorry, let me fix this. Oh, gotta make that worse. There we go. Let me put this up. Okay. Can you even see me? Can you see me? Alright. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have to reshoot this intro because the one I filmed was out of focus and it's really bothering me. So I'm also like squatting down because you're on a mug and I had to film this again. But hopefully this is also in focus because I can't. God. No, but yeah. Hi guys, I am Safo-Orah, I see they pronouns, and welcome to my channel. This is Live and Direct, and I am doing a get to know me video, so that's basically what this is, and this is the intro. There's more to this video. You've already seen me make a sandwich and set up what I'm working on, but when I started talking about what I'm doing about this video or with this video, I realized that the focus was not focused. I was noticing it while I was filming it, but I didn't really pay it any mind, but it's really not fun to watch. So here it is again. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. I hope this gives you more insight on how I think or what I do or just who I am as a person. Yeah, that's it. Just wanted to correct myself or give you a better perspective or visuals for this video because I have a really expensive camera and it's like, what's the point if the shit don't look right? Right? Okay. So because I asked nobody and nobody asked me, I had to Google it. So I Googled it, some get to know me questions, and here's 150 deep questions to ask anyone you want to know better, which is me. Maybe I want to know myself better. But I'm going to be doing that while I'm working on this. So the angles are going to be changing. I am a one-man show, so yeah, so I'm going to pause and do all those angle changes such as this one, nigga. What about that? I guess let's start off with my age. I am 20 years old. Yeah, you gotta go. I have a cat. His name is Graytavius, but his name is Gray. His name is also Grayson, but he's gonna have to go because I'm allergic. The first question: what makes you truly happy? Orgasm. I did play, but I'm not. But also, what makes me happy, honestly, truly happy, is definitely spending time with my family. Like, I feel like this summer that is passing because, like, I would say passing because it's like, I feel like it's not fully passed yet because we're still in September and we're having high, excuse me, we're having high 70s, temperature is pretty high, whatever. But I would say spending time with family, and then I would also say I'd say reading, but not just anything. I'd say reading something really good and profound unknowingly. I think books that are just you just randomly pick them up and you're just and you're reading them and you're like, oh shit, this shit is kind of fire. Or I would also say some good music. Music makes me pretty happy. Food makes me happy. I love good food. They say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So yeah, that definitely rings true for me personally. So I just like pleasure, things that bring me joy. I guess that's what they're asking me, but yeah, things like that is really what makes me happy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a specific singular answer to that, but I think there's a gajillion. There's probably a gajillion answers to that one specific question. What would you do if you knew you would not fail? What would I do if I knew I would not fail? I don't know. Probably what I'm doing now. I don't know. I don't think that anything dramatic would change for me if I knew I wouldn't fail. I think failure as an artist is always really interesting because it just is it's just bound to happen. It's not anything that you can avoid. unless you're fucking uber rich and you have access to all the spaces and like you never have to ask for anything, you're just given these things, then yeah, sure, like you don't ever have to face that reality of being rejected. But if you're not that, then it's just like, it's just part of the nature of being a creative. People might not understand what you're doing and why it's working or why you're even working on it, why you're making something, why it matters, and you spend a lot of time having to interrogate that for yourself, like why am I doing this? Why does this matter? You know? And so I think it's all the same. Like it doesn't really matter if failure was erased from this equation. It's just like, are you gonna do what you're gonna do regardless? Like, and I think sometimes failure can actually be fun. I think I'm also redirecting and rewriting what failure means for me. In a lot of sense, in a lot of ways, and I think that a lot of the times too, it's like what standards are we holding failure? Like, what am I weighing my success to in comparison to what? And yeah, so I guess that's my answer to that. What's the most important lesson you took away from a past relationship? Dude. Okay, I gotta let him back in. He's crying. I've never been in a romantic relationship. So, but it didn't say romantic specifically. So I would say, personally, last relationship, I would say like, just say what you think. Speak your mind. Like, just because you feel like someone doesn't want to hear what you have to say doesn't mean you shouldn't say what you have to say. A lot of the times, you know, we need to say what we need to say because we need to hear ourselves, value ourselves and the things that we're thinking internally, and we need to be able to articulate that externally. Even if you might not fully understand what you're saying and what it means, but I think just exercising doing that more often than not is way more like important than being small and succumbing to the idea that they might just not understand what I'm saying. And like, cause the 9 times out of 10, bro, like from my personal experience, like I would just end up telling other people, I've already told like 5 other people about this situation or what I'm thinking. And then it's like, to say to the person, it's like, bro, you know, it's like, just say what you have to say. And like, if the person is not receptive to that, then obviously that tells you a lot. And if they are, that also tells you a lot. You just can't sit in silence all the time thinking that people are going to read your mind. Or like, yes, we understand performance are important, but a lot of the times people are not they're not tuning into you thinking that you're doing a whole performance. They're just probably like not paying mind to these type of other forms of self-expression that might not be so verbal, because that's just not what we're trained to do. Like, so I think like I would say that was probably one of the biggest takeaways just in all my relationships. Honestly, it's like sometimes like I find it hard for me to just like open my mouth and say what I'm feeling, because I feel like I just get nervous of like being misunderstood, or I don't know, taking up that much space and this, that, and the third, or whatever the fuck. But now I'm starting to understand that it's like, it's not really about that though. It's just about understanding that you have the right to express how you feel and say how you feel, and you have every right to be, whether it's annoyed, angry, happy, excited, nervous, anxious, like all these feelings that you feel. If you feel that it needs to be articulated through words and you want to verbally express that to somebody, like, hey, when you do this it makes me feel anxious, or when you do this it upsets me, or I would rather us redo this, or I'd rather take this thing in this direction, or yeah, you know, just be more proactive with having a voice in a relationship is probably something that I'm still learning and would take away, and the fact that it's actually beneficial to the relationship. I think my mom just called me again, but she's gonna have to wait. How would you define or describe commitment? That was so random, because I'm literally just, you can't see starting off focus. How would I define commitment? That's a good question. How would I define commitment? Let's focus on the painting first. Let's focus on the painting for 1 second. Okay. How would I describe commitment? How would I define commitment? Commitment is honesty, to be honest. Honesty that you desire something, and you desire something or desire someone, and that you are willing to surrender to that desire and kind of commit to the idea, or kind of like succumb to the ideas that will help that desire. Or see, this is why he can't be in here, but things that will surrender and do things that are in benefits of that outcome, whether it's to attain what you desire. And it's so funny because I think for me, like, commitment also looks like showing up even when you don't want to. Like, I think today was like a form of like that exercise of like, damn, like, I don't really want to go to class, but it's also just like, dude, it's like the 3rd week of class. Like, you can't just not go to class just because you don't feel like going to class. Like, before it would have been fine because it's just like, oh, it's just right there. It's like, no, like, nigga, just how I know. So, but honestly, yeah, I would say like commitment to me is that it's like kind of like what I was saying earlier, just like saying the things that might be hurtful, or saying the things that might sit weird in somebody else's body, because you're committed to helping or making sure that the relationship, or making sure that you are growing in the direction that is helping you to be a better person, or helping your business grow, like whatever it is. Like, just being honest about what it is that you desire, and taking whatever actions and like things that lead to that in a way that is actually like fruitful. I think that's what commitment looks like to me. Commitment also sometimes can look like, I want to say collaboration, in the sense of like, you know, like, I don't know whether I wonder if you can see this, because I don't know if you can see this, but this nigga is wild. But yeah, to be honest, that's all I have for that answer, but maybe that's all I needed. Why does it ask me, what makes you anxious? Ain't shit, niggas. Niggas that don't have any type of like, niggas that just don't have any type of like care for anybody else. That is something that brings me anxiety. Like, it's no way that you're moving around about the world like somebody who just, like, I don't know how to explain it, but what makes me anxious? I would say that, and lack of routine sometimes can be very anxious for me, can be very anxiety inducing for me. If there's no routine, if I don't know what to do next. I guess that's all I know for right now. I don't know anything else that would make me anxious. Did you have a happy childhood? Yes and no. What's one thing people misunderstand about you? The fact that I'm trans. I feel like even I don't even fully understand what that scope means, but like, I feel like sometimes like the way that I'm trans doesn't really translate to other people in their minds. And even people that I know, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just think that like sometimes I feel like there's this like trans identity that I hold, and then there's just my name that I am. And sometimes like trying to like bridge the gap between the identity and then like my personality is just who I am, and not trying to understand what it means to be a man and what it means to perform as a man can be like misunderstood, I think. What comforts you when you're upset? A good movie and some fucking snacks, like, and maybe a good conversation. What are you currently reading or looking forward to reading? Alright, boom. This is my type of tea. Like, I'm currently reading Next Time Fire next time, fuck. something by James Baldwin. And then I'm also reading Octavia's Brood. Alright, bro, you gotta go. You just gotta go. You can't be making all that noise. Like, you just can't. I'm sorry. What's my favorite part of my daily routine? Sleeping. If you had to move to another country, where would you choose? Somewhere where this nigga is not hot. How about that? You gotta go again. I'm sorry, cool. If I had to move to another country, probably Nigeria. To be honest, I feel like Nigeria is like one of the places that's really been on my mind. Has really been on my mind heavy lately, because the more I sit in this Western world, obviously like there's Western influence over there too, but it's not like, I don't know, but I would say Nigeria, to be honest. I want like this really dark blue. I honestly need new paint. Also, like, this is definitely not the right paintbrush. But yeah, I guess going just me talking about myself, I'm really into like sci-fi, Afrofuturism, science. I did have class today. I had a science class today. And I'm really into music. What else? I don't know. I think like being an artist, like sometimes all of it can feel like it's going to shit. Like no reason, no random anything. It's just random. Sorry, this is probably annoying to hear, but you probably don't paint, so or maybe you do. I don't know. I feel like I'm always changing. Like, and I feel like I'm always changing. And I think that there's like parts of me that are just like forever gonna be the way that they are. Like forever not being like infinite, or like not being like finite, but just like being like till whenever it's not, but till then it's just gonna be what it is, and I'm just gonna be who I am, and like nothing can really like change that other than like maybe like you can't even see what I'm doing, but other than like maybe like real life experiences or something like that, I feel like might change how I perceive certain things and things like that. But to be honest, if it's not that, then it's just like I just think how I think. I just am how I am, and yeah. What else? I have 3 siblings, and I'm the 3rd child. I have a younger sibling and 2 older siblings, 2 brothers, 1 sister. She's the oldest. I'm Nigerian. I'm Yoruba. Like, I've been to Ireland, been to Tokyo, been to Japan, Switzerland. I'm lying. I have been to Ireland though. I'm from New York, to be honest. To be where I'm from. I'm from New York. I was born in California. Raised there for like 2 years. Then we moved to Nigeria. Then we moved back to New York in 2009/10 because my brother was born in Brooklyn. And then we moved back to Nigeria for like a few more years. And then we moved back to New York. But we used to live in New York. We used to live in Manhattan. Then we moved back to Nigeria. Then we came back to New York, but we stayed on Staten Island, and then we never moved from Staten Island. And we've been living there ever since. We've been living on Staten Island going on 11 years now. And some people might say like Staten Island is not a valid part of the city, but to be honest, I'm not fighting that fight no more. I mean, when I make it big, like, it's just gonna do what it is. And now niggas gonna be like, oh my god, what was that? But no, but for real, it's just like, it is what it is, bro. Nobody has time to be arguing about stupid shit like that, bro. It is what it is. But I don't even know if that's still a valid argument or if it's just something that I just held on to because I don't live in New York right now. I live in Chicago, which I think for me is like, I don't know. Chicago is like, it's so dread, bro. Like, it's so dread. And it's like, not to discredit all the amazing things and artists that come from Chicago, like Mick Jenkins and Raven Lenae and Dirk. Is it Dirk? I don't know. Chief Keef. But like, it's just like, dude, like, coming from one big city to another, it's just like, this ain't a big city, my boy. I'm so sorry. Like, take that personally if you like. It's just not a big city. There's a lot of things that happen here for sure, but it also feels very, like, it just feels very small and old. Old as fuck. I don't know. But this piece, to be honest, I don't know where I'm at, like, when it comes to time. I feel like last time I did this when it came to like a big camera, I was so like, oh, let me give you a fit check. So basically I have this Pink Floyd, sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder. I have this Pink Floyd shirt. And then I have this green overall, and that's it. I don't know. I be feeling like my energy be like, but this is where I'm at in life now. Like, I don't think I have all that other energetic energy in me anymore. I think working has kind of, not even, I think before I started working, I was kind of tired of that energy. I'm working on this piece because I've been tired of like the ideas of barriers and boundaries and the idea of like cubicle things. But why you do that and then look like who did that? You did that, nigga. What the fuck? You look like who done it. Like, that was all you, my boy. No lie. But yeah, I was just kind of tired of like square spaces and like what that looked like and what that meant to be in. And so I'm trying to like do something more expansive and like break the barriers of like edges and just rigid lines and straight lines and things like that. I don't have really a vision for this anymore, or like I don't have like a specific outcome. I think I do. To be honest, I do, but like I'm just going along with wherever the wind takes me at this point. I would say some of my sources of inspiration, if I say Jean-Michel Basquiat, or if I didn't say him, I would be lying. But not like in the way that everyone. Here I go. Trying to plead my case. I really didn't know who he was until high school. So, but I went to his exhibition in New York, and what I will say is inspiring to me is just how he just painted everywhere. Like in the exhibition, he painted on his fridge. He just painted everywhere. Like there was no place on his space that like was safe from his artistic expression. Everything just had something on it, and I thought that was really sick. I would say that he's really inspiring to me. Safo-Orah, he's fucking dope, bro. Like I would say Safo-Orah because Safo-Orah is like he's a sick dude. He's just sick. He's amazing. I'd say Kweke and Mezi just because I've read a lot of their books, and yeah, they're a really good writer, and they do a lot of other shit too, which I think is important. And who else is inspiring? A lot of my friends, honestly, They make a lot of really cool shit. Not in the way of like, oh, I want to steal your work. Just in the way of like, yeah, like, I don't have to look outside of where I am to think about who's making cool shit. It's like, dude, I live with cool artists and I have a lot of cool friends. So it's like, I feel like I have a community that make cool shit where it's like, oh shit, this is inspiring. So I wouldn't need to be like, let me go to the museum and think. It's like, I don't need to do all of that. I actually went to the museum today and I was telling my friend Enola about my experience and how I felt kind of like caged. It felt like a caged experience where like people were like the curator and just the space itself was trying to like curate which way I went and like what to look at, and it's just like, dude, like I don't want you to be breathing on my neck and then you can't touch shit. It's too much. Like, it was just too much. So I don't know, it's so crazy because you would think like I think artists should go to museums and stuff like that just to see what the fuck is happening. But it's not like you would have to go to more galleries to see what's currently happening, not just like what already happened, which a lot of the time is what museums are about. It's like what already happened in history and is well set in history that we can display to the current society. That's what museums are for. Galleries are for like, what's happening currently? What are artists thinking about now? What are artists doing right now? Galleries are for more contemporary works. And museums, I mean, there's a lot of contemporary places. There's a lot of places, like maybe the MoMA. I feel like the MoMA holds a lot of like contemporary things, but maybe there's other places too that I don't know. But I don't know if this was really insightful into who I am and what I do. But this is who I am, and this is what I do, and you saw this go from brown to blue, like, hello. No, but yeah, this is this video. It's currently, I love how I abandoned the questions. Let me see if I can do a speed run. Let me do a speed run of questions. Like to sing, go my boy? Let's do a speed run. What are you struggling to let go of? I'm struggling to let go of. Yeah, I'm struggling to let go of like niggas, to be honest. Like, not in that way, but like just like the past, I guess. Do you enjoy solo travel? No. I don't know. I've never done it for like I've done like I don't know. Do I know my attachment style? Avoid it. I don't like I don't know. I just be like, okay, alright, just let me be. Like, if something upset me or somebody wronged me or if I feel wronged or these things, I just be like, alright, let me just go delete myself, forget about me for like 3 years and then maybe I'll come back. When are you looking for comfort? Who is the first person? When you're looking for comfort, probably my brother. This nigga. Either my brother or probably Joko or my mom. I don't know. I be trying not to call people though. I don't know. Going out or staying in. I'm staying the fuck inside, bro. I've been outside. I feel like I did the whole like party person fiasco like freshman year, sophomore year. Now I'm staying the fuck inside, bro. Like, saver and spender. I spend a lot of money, bro. I've been trying to save money, but like, Lord knows I'll be spending hella not bands, but I be spending money. Like, give me $20. The end of the day, I have negative $20. Cocktail or mocktail? Middle. Vacation or staycation? Silver or gold? Gold. I mean silver. I like silver. If you could watch one show for the rest of your life, what would it be? Games of Thrones. That shit is crazy. What's my guilty pleasure? Masturbation. Probably masturbation. There's a bit of guilt that happens there, I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. When you feel dysregulated, what? Dysregulated, they spelled that wrong, I feel like. How do you get grounded? Probably through talking to myself on some more shit. If you could choose an afternoon pick me up to be delivered to your desk every day, what would it be? Food, nigga? What the fuck? pissing me off. Do you do you like to celebrate your birthday? Okay, I do love to celebrate my birthday, but I also love my birthday when the day ends. Like, I'm not the type of nigga who needs a 48-hour birthday. A cool 24-hour birthday is good enough for me. What's your creative outlet? This is probably not the most flattering angle, but who cares? What's my favorite subject at school? Probably math. Like, I feel like math is the only subject when it comes to, like, excuse me, I'm about to fart. When it comes to, like, getting to the point and understanding what the point is, math. Everybody else should be doing something. They just be like, it's just like, do I have a favorite sport? Lacrosse. I used to play lacrosse. What's your favorite food? Probably something with rice. What's your first job? Niggas. Is there anything you dislike about your work life? It's just time consuming. Do I have any pet peeves? I hate when niggas are late. Like, just call it off, bro. Just call it off. You could be, okay, who would you be if you had to be a character from a book? Elio. Oh. Okay, that's it. Also, if you're wondering what camera this is Sony A7. We have like a tool checkout thing that we get to use as students of the school. Also, I go to SAIC, School of the Art Institute of Chicago. Should probably started with that. But yeah, I'm studying film, fashion, and fine arts. I haven't taken any specific classes in fine arts, but I am. But anyways, it's currently, no lie, no bullshit, 11:30. Like, no bullshit. And you know, I just felt like I needed to do this because I have work tomorrow, and this nigga is pissing me off. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed whatever this was. Hopefully this brought you some sort of enjoyment. If you're watching this and you actually feel like, now that you started talking about yourself, I want to know more about you. Put some comments down below. If not, if you couldn't care less, we're just gonna leave it at that. I don't even know all about me, and I'm me, so we don't know. Yeah, hopefully you have a blessed day, night, morning. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video.